Welcome back, my friends. So let's continue working with CSS Grid and how we can span elements. We can do a lot of things with CSS Grid, and now the most interesting part, I think so, it's this, because we will learn how we can stretch the element, we can span from one cell to another, we can put two items in one cell and things like that. We can also position them, we can we can play with the name lines, because remember now, if I open here, if I just inspect, we have numbers only, but we can name these lines and we can create even something more better and more easy for us. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna copy this one and I'm just gonna name it to grid, and I'm just gonna copy this one and I'm gonna make it style 1. This is not ideal. I don't want to open a new folder. You can open a new folder if you want and just put it like a grid. What else? So put it whatever you want. Just make it more meaningful. Then just change it here to grid 1, and I'm just gonna close style and index HTML. Everything else, I'm just gonna clean up here. I'm just gonna leave this part here. We have a lot of things here that we don't need. I'm just gonna get rid of them like that. And now I will say grid.html and see what's happening. Do I have grid HTML? Yes. And nothing is happening, right? Just refresh this one and go to grid.html, and for some reason I have no idea why, but it's not loading. Page not found. So let's put it here. Grid. So what's the name actually? Why it's not rename it HTML? Maybe I've put a wrong name. Grid.html. It should be there, by the way. I hate when these things, when I start doing something, I hate when okay, XAMPP is not loaded, it's not working, that's why. So we need to start XAMPP. I'm sorry about this. This is a raw uncut version, right? You can see all my struggles here and thinking how to solve the problem, because I'm not like the other instructors that just redo the same lecture 5 or 7 times. I'm not gonna waste my time, because probably it's not productive by that way, but it's better for you actually if you don't see all of this, right? So here I've changed that, and what we have here, let's see, we have in the wrapper, we have text align center display grid, but we're not telling what, right? So I'm gonna just say grid template columns, and I'm gonna I'm gonna say repeat in for 1 fractional unit, and let's save it. Now it should be a little bit better. Yeah, it is better. So what we will learn here is we can learn how we can position first. We can position things, or we can span. I just want the number 1 to span until the number 5. That's why I told you that these numbers, actually let's put a gap a little bit here. Grid gap of what? Of 10 pixels. That gap will be even for the rows and for the columns both. Nice. So now it's even better. Without gap it was like a little bit less better. So I just want this item number 1 to stretch from here to here. So how we can do that? So because I have this item 1 from here, I can grab this element or cell, and what I can do is I can say that grid column, and I will say start from the 1, and grid column end to number 2. So number 5. So let's see what's happening. Everything else is pushed down because we are forcing, and by the way, the number 1 is actually here, but you can't see with that 3, right? And let's just make font size. Where's the font size? Let's make a font size 40 pixels. Very good. Now number 1, you can see that there is number 1 and it's stretching from number 1 to number 5, and I need to shrink this one a little bit. So number 1 to number column line number 1 to column line number 5. So we can do this by doing this, but it's a lot of code. We can do the short way. Short way of doing this is just say grid column, and come on, grid column, and let's say from 1 cross 5, and that will just, I'm gonna comment this part, and let's see that 2 lines will be, you know, will be just combined in 1 line here. That is what we can do. This means that it will start from the first and it will end at the last number. That is what we can do. Also, let's put grid column. Let's put item number 2. Where's this item number 2? I just want to put this item number 2 to be from here, from line 2 till line 4, somewhere in the middle, right? So I can change that here. I can just grab it and I just start from line number 2 and end up in line number 4, actually, not 5, because the 5 is the last one. So let's see how it will change. Yes, now it's like this because there is more space for the text to be there, right? And everything else, this one is empty because we explicitly told that this part should be here. But what is more interesting, we can do something here. Not just, we can just not position things with columns. We can also position things using the rows. So if we want, for example, I'm just gonna show you one more thing before changing to, before going to, let's put this one here. Let's put the last one, number 13. Let's put the number 13. I just want number 13 to stretch from column line number 1 to line number 5. But how we can do that? We can do that even differently. I can just put it here from 1, to start from 1 and to end up to -1, because see, here we have minus. The last line is always ending with -1. So if you don't know how many lines you have, this is easily how you can do it. And you can do this. Number 13 is actually stretched from line number 1 to line number -1. This is when you don't, for example, know, or you don't want to bother how many columns are there. Also, item number 12, we can do something else. I just want item number 12 to start from the 3 and to span 2 spaces. Let's start from the 3, and instead of putting to 5 here, you can span how many? 2. And let's see what will happen. So this will happen. So now you know all of the options how you can use. You can use this keyword span instead of just making a last. If you don't know, for example, if you don't know again what's the column number of the last position, or doesn't matter, if you just want to span 2 places. If you want to go from one end to another end because you don't know the column lines, you can do this. If you know, you can do this. And this is a long way. I mean, you can do this as well, but it will take more coding for you. Now, we know how to do things like this. But for example, I just want now I think number 4. I just want number 4 to be from line 1, and I just wanted to span 2, but I want also to grow from line 4 or from line 3, because the item number 3 is there, till line number 6. So we can do all of the similar things with, where is item number 4? Here it is. So I just want grid column. I just want to start, not column n actually. I just want to start from here, from that one, from number 1, and I just want to end until number 3. So I just can span 2 like that, and here it is. But I want also to grow with the rows. So how I can do that? the long way is you can define so grid column row like this and grid column end. So start and end, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna just use short version here, and I'm just gonna say instead of span, I will say from 3 till 6. So here it is, from 3 till 6. So let's see what will happen. So here it is. Now everything else is pushed, and we have this one spanning from line number 1 to line number 3, and from grid row number 3 to line number 6. So that is pretty much it for doing this. Also, what we can do, we can swap position. For example, I just want here number 3. Let's change this number 2. Let's change this number 2, and let's say start from number 1 till number 4, because I don't want to see this gap. So number 11, 12, and I just want here number 7 to be here. I just want this part here to be empty. So how I can change number 7 to here, because number 7 is located between 3 and 4. We can go to number 7, and we can just, I want number 7 to be located on 2 and 3. So I can say grid column, come on with that column. So grid column 2 and 3, and we need to specify the row as well. So the row is 6 to 7. So I just want to go there and put it here, 6 and 7. Let's see what will happen. And here, grid row, that's why I had so many, that's why it's added over on that side, sorry, but it's good now. You can see that if you change something, if you add it here, it will be explicitly created new columns. Here it is, number 7 is there, right? And number 5 took its place. So let's change number 10 with number 3, and we're done with this practice. So number 10 is, so we're gonna swap number 10 with number 3. So number 10, we're going here, and I just want to put in this position 4 and 5. So grid column 4 and 5, and I want and I need the row. The row is 2 and 3. Grid row 2 and 3, like that. So I'm just gonna save this one, and remember number 10, it was here. So now it's number 9. So where is number 3? Here it is. So I just want number 3. I'm just going to number 3 if I haven't set that one. Yes, I don't have it. So I just want here to be on this position. So grid row 5, 6. Here it is, grid row 5 and 6, and grid column 3 and 4. Now we swap the positions with number 10 and number 3. See, we have number 10 and number 3. Also, it's very good to know that you can put more than one, because this one is also now positioned explicitly. You can put another number here, but if you don't see that number, or you can put, for example, let's put number 9. Do we have number 9? I just want to put number 9 here on that part. So number 9, I just want to put here grid column of what? 2 and 3. And I want to put in the row 4 and 5. And 5. So let's see what will happen. Here it is. Sometimes what it can happen that this is not visible, and just you need to change the z index. If it's not visible, you need to change the z index to a bigger number, like 10. Now if I save it, nothing will happen. This is common practice. But if you want, for example, this number 9 to be invisible, you just can lower the z index and put it like negative value, because here this one by default have a positive value or 0. So that means that you can hide. So I'm just gonna say it here. You can hide things with z index giving negative. And if, for example, you put it there and you can't see it, and you can show things giving positive value. So here negative, that's why it's hidden, and I'm gonna leave it like that. That was for practice. Or you can change to a positive, even 1, it will be enough. So how you can do that, how you can know which one it will work for you, you can just go there and see there is a Z index right here. And what you can do with up and down arrow keys, you can change it. So 0, even for 0 it will be there. For 1, still there, but if I go down, -1, -2, doesn't matter what you're gonna put minus, it will stay down. Hidden. So that's pretty much it for this lecture. So you know how to span rows and span items or cells with columns and rows. Next part we are going to learn something even more interesting, and so we can do that. We can achieve this pretty much same thing with naming the lines, but for the naming the lines, we're going to create a project, and you're going to learn from that project. We're going to create, because we learn how to position things right now, and we know how to span things with numbers. So we will do a project practicing this, plus we will do a project how we can change this 1 and 2 with name lines, and instead of bothering you to remember which row is, which row number or which column number is, you can just use that name lines and you can position items in the grid. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching and enjoying this lecture, and I hope I'm going to see you in the next one, and thumbs up, right? Bye.